Welcome back to D-Machine. Here, we take time to look back to the tools, the sounds, and the steady hands that built the world we know. Long before buttons and batteries brought us instant light, there was the match, a tiny wooden stick that carried warmth, fire, and comfort into homes across America. Every cabin, every kitchen drawer had a box of them. They lit stoves, candles, and memories. But have you ever wondered how something so simple is made? How forests and chemistry, steel and skill all come together to create that small spark at the tip of a match? Today, we'll step inside a factory where millions of matches are born each year, where old traditions meet quiet precision. So settle in and join us as we follow the remarkable journey from tree to flame. Before a single match can be struck, it all begins here, with wood. Most factories use soft, straight-grained trees like pine or poplar. They burn easily, cut smoothly, and have just the right balance of strength and lightness. Once the logs arrive from nearby forests, they're loaded onto conveyors to be trimmed into sections of equal length. These logs may look ordinary, but every single one will soon become thousands of matchsticks. The first step is precision cutting. Large saws slice the logs into shorter blocks that can fit the peeling machines. Each cut must be clean. A rough edge could ruin the next stage. Then, workers strip away the bark by hand or with mechanical knives. The bark, once removed, reveals the pale wood underneath, soft, moist, and perfect for turning into thin veneers. Using a rotary lathe, the round log is pressed against a sharp blade and spun rapidly. The result is a continuous sheet of wood, like paper, curling away in long ribbons. From solid timber to delicate veneer, it's the quiet beginning of a process that will eventually light the world. Once the veneer sheets are peeled, they're carefully rolled and stacked, each one smooth and uniform, only a few millimeters thick. These sheets are like the canvas of an ancient craft. Every matchstick that will one day spark a flame begins here. The thin wood rolls are placed into a machine designed to slice them into countless narrow sticks. It's a remarkable piece of engineering, fast, rhythmic, and precise. As the blades spin, they turn gentle sheets of wood into a storm of slender sticks. Thousands pour out every minute, each one perfectly measured, ready to be trimmed to length. Different match sizes are produced for various uses. 65 millimeters for household matches, longer ones, 75, 100, even 200 millimeters for stoves, fireplaces, and industrial needs. Every stick must be light, straight, and smooth because the tiniest imperfection could cause it to break or burn unevenly. Watching this stage, you can almost sense the heartbeat of the factory, the steady rhythm of machines transforming nature's gift into one of humanity's simplest yet most enduring inventions, the wooden match. The treated matches are carried by conveyor belts into large drying chambers. Inside, temperature and humidity are carefully controlled, often around 65 degrees Celsius. Slowly, the moisture content drops to the ideal level, ensuring each stick is firm but not brittle. Through this blend of chemistry and craftsmanship, nature's raw timber transforms into a material perfectly balanced between strength and flammability. Ready for the next stage, adding the flammable head that brings light to life. Before a match can catch fire, it must first learn how to burn. That's where wax comes in. Large blocks of paraffin are melted down into a clear, shimmering liquid, a material both ancient and modern. Paraffin, derived from refined petroleum, gives each match its first gentle flame. As the tiny wooden sticks move along the dipping line, their lower ends are submerged into the warm wax. The process may seem simple, but it's a science of precision. The temperature must be just right, not too hot, or the wood would warp, not too cool, or the wax wouldn't coat evenly. Once lifted from the bath, the matches emerge glistening, each one coated in a thin, invisible layer. This layer serves a quiet purpose. It allows the match to ignite smoothly and burn steadily once lit. Without it, the flame would struggle, flicker, and die too soon. The final transformation begins here, with color and chemistry. In large vats, a thick red paste is mixed with precision. It's made from a blend of potassium chlorate, sulfur, manganese dioxide, and fine powders that control how the match ignites. Iron oxide gives it that familiar red hue, bright, bold, and unmistakably the color of fire itself. Rows of matchsticks move slowly across the dipping line. Their tips are carefully lowered into the red mixture, each absorbing just enough to form a perfect ignition head. Timing is everything. Too long, and the coating will crack. Too short, and the match won't light properly. Once dipped, the matches hang in long, shimmering curtains, drying under gentle heat. This is where patience and craftsmanship come together, ensuring every head hardens evenly and stays firm. What emerges from this stage is no longer just wood and wax, but a tiny instrument of human ingenuity. A single strike, a burst of flame, all born from chemistry, precision, and the timeless desire to create light from friction. Every match needs a home, a small, simple box that holds both fire and safety. The process begins with large rolls of industrial paperboard, strong yet flexible. These rolls are fed into precision machines that measure, cut, and stack each sheet according to exact dimensions. In the past, this was done by hand, craftsmen using rulers, knives, and wooden presses. Today, digital panels and sensors control every movement, ensuring accuracy down to a fraction of a millimeter. On the monitor, the numbers may seem ordinary: speed, pressure, length, but together they tell the story of modern craftsmanship meeting old tradition. As the rollers spin, the paper unwinds in a steady rhythm, sliding beneath steel guides and soft rubber wheels. Each sheet is perfectly aligned before being trimmed and stacked, ready for printing. This is where precision begins, the quiet foundation of every matchbox. Before the striking surface, before the label art, before the flame, it all starts here, with the paper that will cradle a spark. Once the large rolls of paper are flattened and stacked, it's time to cut them into smaller sheets, the perfect size for matchbox covers. The machine works like a mechanical guillotine, slicing each stack with the same precision every time. Decades ago, this would have been the job of skilled workers, guiding each sheet by hand under the blade. But now, automated cutters measure every move down to the millimeter. You can almost hear the rhythm of progress in the steady hiss and press of the blade, a sound that echoes through generations of industry. Each cut produces a clean, sharp edge. No fray, no tear. The sheets emerge perfectly uniform, ready for printing and folding. Even at this early stage, consistency is vital. A fraction too large or too small, and the final box won't fit the matches snugly. This step might look simple, but it's where precision turns raw material into purpose. Piece by piece, sheet by sheet, the humble matchbox begins to take form, built on the quiet perfection of the cut. This is where the matchbox earns its identity, its color, its design, its charm. Stacks of blank sheets enter the printing press, where rollers coated with bright inks begin their delicate work. Layers of yellow, red, and black blend together, forming the tiny labels that once filled drawers and pockets around the world. Decades ago, matchbox art was more than decoration. It was a form of storytelling. From trade emblems to movie scenes, each label carried a glimpse of life in its time. Today, the same care remains, but the process is powered by precision machinery and UV printing technology. As the sheets glide through the rollers, ultraviolet lamps flash across the surface, drying the ink instantly and locking in the vibrant colors. The control panel hums quietly, ensuring every sheet is perfectly aligned, every hue exactly right. When the job is done, the printed sheets emerge, glossy, vivid, alive with color. What was once plain cardboard now speaks with personality and history. The humble matchbox is no longer just packaging. It's a small piece of art designed to hold a spark. A matchbox isn't complete without its striking surface, the rough patch that brings the flame to life. The process begins by mixing a special paste, thick and earthy in color. It's made from red phosphorus, blended with glue and fine powders that help it grip the match head when struck. In older factories, this mixture was stirred by hand, carefully balanced between safety and function. Today, modern equipment ensures a smooth, even consistency. The thick paste is then spread across metal screens, creating precise strips that will become the striking surfaces on each box. With the printed sheets ready and the friction strips applied, the final transformation begins. The paper is fed into folding and pressing machines, old yet reliable workhorses of the factory floor. Each movement is deliberate: press, fold, crease, glue. In moments, flat sheets of paper become tiny rectangular shells, ready to hold the matchsticks within. Decades ago, workers folded each box by hand, an art of patience and rhythm. Today, machines perform the same task with unerring precision, turning out hundreds of boxes a minute. Inside the clatter of gears and the hum of motors lies a certain poetry, the heartbeat of manufacturing that has barely changed in a century. The freshly shaped boxes tumble out in neat piles, crisp, clean, and uniform. Then, printed labels are wrapped around them, sealing the process with a touch of character and history. And just like that, the humble matchbox is complete. A perfect union of paper, chemistry, and craftsmanship. A small object, perhaps, but one that once lit the world, one spark at a time. Before the matchboxes can leave the factory, every stick must pass through one final test: the human eye. Workers sit patiently using small tweezers to inspect each batch. They check for flaws: broken heads, uneven coatings, tiny bubbles in the ignition paste. Every imperfection is removed by hand. This is a step machines can't replace. It's a quiet ritual of care and precision, ensuring that what leaves the factory is not just a product, but a promise. The matches must be straight, smooth, and consistent in color and length. Once sorted, the perfect matches are packed neatly into boxes. Each box is then wrapped, sealed, and bundled for shipment. In the rhythm of their hands, you can still sense the same craftsmanship that built the world's first match factories over a century ago. It's a humble ending to a remarkable journey, from tree to flame, from rough timber to a spark of light. A process that reminds us how even the smallest things can carry the warmth of human effort. From a quiet forest to a glowing flame, the journey of the match reminds us how even the smallest things carry the weight of human skill and patience. It's a spark shaped by wood, chemistry, and generations of craftsmanship, a reminder of a time when simple tools lit the rhythm of everyday life. If you enjoy rediscovering how the world was built piece by piece, stay with us. Subscribe to D-Machine, share this video, and join us as we continue exploring the machines, the history, and the hands that keep these traditions alive.